Snow White, of course, famously played by the insufferable girl boss narcissist who's just clinical.
Poor Rachel Zegler seems to be falling apart under the weight of public backlash, and it's not just Snow White to blame. Some fans now believe that Jason Momoa may have had a hand in triggering what appears to be a full-blown ego collapse. It all started with a few cryptic public comments and a bizarre moment on camera when Rachel proclaimed, "Oh my God, who's the most fascinating person to you tonight? Also, I'm a narcissist. And if you don't agree with that, I don't need your business. Thank you." Her tone was jarring, and even longtime supporters admitted they didn't remember her ever being this brazen or emotionally unfiltered. Now, watching a Disney princess spiral into what feels like a public meltdown is painful. And though no one is perfect, Rachel seems to be cracking, visibly. Especially after what fans speculate may have been a private feud with Jason Momoa. Recent paparazzi photos of Rachel walking her dog have sparked major discussion online. Observers quickly pointed out her disheveled appearance, her sad expression, and her generally defeated energy. Tabloids didn't hold back either, with some headlines brutally noting that Rachel looked miserable and messy and that her fairy tale was officially over. Rachel's face said everything. This was someone exhausted, emotionally and professionally. And for anyone who has followed her story, this moment felt like the inevitable result of months of ego clashes, public missteps, and catastrophic PR. Let's not forget her awkward attempt to see her own movie in theaters. When she and her friends tried to buy tickets to Snow White, not only was the theater empty, they also had to ask the ticket clerk what movie they should even see. Worse? The clerk didn't recognize her. That's got to sting. Rachel's laughter in that moment, caught on camera, felt uncomfortable, almost desperate. Some interpreted it as glee, others as the nervous reaction of someone barely holding it together. Either way, the loneliness was palpable. No applause, no recognition, no audience. Just echoes in a theater showing a film no one wanted to watch. And the timing of it all couldn't be more damning, especially as Jason Momoa was simultaneously dominating headlines with the Minecraft movie. Now, let's be honest, the alleged feud between Rachel and Jason remains unconfirmed, built largely on internet rumors and speculative posts. But when you line up the facts, it's not hard to see why people believe there might be something to it. Disney's Snow White crashed and burned, while Warner Bros. Released a live-action Minecraft film starring Jason Momoa and Jack Black, and it exploded at the box office. Let's talk numbers. Snow White reportedly cost around $270 million to produce but brought in only $42 million its opening weekend in the US and just $44 million globally. After 3 full weekends, it had barely scraped together $169 million worldwide, far short of breaking even. Meanwhile, Minecraft made $313 million globally in its first weekend alone, including $163 million from US audiences. That's not just a win, it's a blowout. Snow White theaters were empty, Minecraft theaters were packed. So why are audiences rejecting Snow White while embracing Minecraft? The answer is simple: Minecraft delivered fun, stuck to the spirit of the original game, and gave fans exactly what they came for. There was no preachy messaging, no rewriting the entire tone of the source material, just a good time. In contrast, Disney's Snow White opted to reinvent the fairy tale through a modern political lens, stripping out classic elements and injecting social commentary. Gone was the prince. Gone were the iconic songs. Gone were the dwarves, replaced by CGI magical creatures. Disney spent over $250 million creating what many called a fairy tale grenade. The love story was gone. The charm was gone. What remained was a joyless retelling that fans never asked for. Let's not forget Peter Dinklage's early warnings either. He criticized Disney's approach to dwarfism in the film, saying they weren't actually being inclusive, they were just erasing the representation entirely. You just removed the whole picture of disability, he argued. And many agreed. The backlash wasn't just about storytelling. It was about silencing visibility for communities that finally had a place in popular culture. Online, the memes have been relentless. Snow White became a punchline, a reminder of what happens when filmmakers care more about messaging than magic. One viral joke compared the Snow White premiere to mixing hot lava with chicken, an unwatchable mess. Another meme jokingly asked, should ruining a beloved IP this hard be called Zeglering now? And through it all, Rachel didn't help herself. She went on record admitting that she hated the original Snow White as a kid. "I watched it once, got scared, and never watched it again," she said. She wasn't drawn to the story. She didn't feel a connection to the tale's legacy. Instead, she focused on the costume. "The most exciting part? The dress," she said. And that summed up the whole disaster. Rachel Zegler never really bought into what made Snow White special. And audiences could feel it. Which brings us back to Jason Momoa. Whether intentionally or not, the success of Minecraft and the way fans have flocked to it has cast an even harsher spotlight on Rachel's failure. It's not just a box office loss now. It's personal. The contrast between these two films has made her public collapse feel inevitable. So now the question is this: has Rachel Zegler reached the point of no return in Hollywood? Is her alleged feud with Jason Momoa a symptom of deeper industry resentment? And is Disney finally realizing that trying to reinvent every fairy tale might not be the golden strategy it once believed? Let us know what you think. Your comments will be featured in the next breakdown. Thanks for watching.